No, give me like a blah, 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 like right in the middle of a song, dog. You start a song with that, just give me that blah, 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 blah. Give me that sound right there. I know that's a good song.
Yeah, motherfucker, you got the podcast. Now meet your host, Pencil and Seller, and I'm Lil Krampus. This the Juggalo Rewind, Season 8, motherfucker. Recognize.
Welcome, everyone, to the wrap-up version, episode?
Yeah. Episode
That's what we
special
like to call
bonus? No, final. The final chapter.
Final chapter in Season 8 of the Juggalo Rewind. Tying up Psychopathic Rydas, Dumpin.
We should have been doing this. Got the black truck now for the lease out there. Should have did it in that live, like that show where they sing, the karaoke car. We put the camera on the dashboard. We should have drove from the east side to the southwest, back and forth until we wrapped up the season.
All the way to the east.
Just keep driving around Detroit. We recorded it live on the fly.
Well, maybe for the next Rydas season.
Yeah. Oh.
Maybe for the ass fucking season. Anyways, this is the Juggalo Rewind podcast, your favorite Juggalo podcast, where we deep dive into Juggalo albums one track at a time, and we kick up the nostalgia, and we teach, we archive, and we bring up all the good feelings that you may currently have or that you had at one time in your cold black Juggalo heart. But this season, it was wrapped in a bandana.
That's right, yeah.
Whether you're a longtime fan, a new fan, or not a fan of the Juggalo world at all, we've got something for you. And if you're new, you better go back and listen to the whole season, because this is pretty much the last episode that we've got for you.
It usually ties up things that were brought up throughout the season, so if you're listening right now, you better wondering what the hell we're talking about when we get into some of these details.
Not make any sense to you, right. But maybe you're here for just the merch.
True.
Maybe you want to listen to crazy voicemails.
Yeah.
But if you want to really learn about what we've got going on, go back, check out the entire season, or check out our past seasons. We have numerous. I mean, this is season 8, so we've got 7 of them in the bag, plus bonuses, plus nonsense.
You know what I was doing? I forgot. I was thinking of the recent seasons, and I had 5 and 6 in my brain, and I completely blacked out what was 7. And I was like, what the hell was 7? I was like...
HOK, right?
Yeah. But I kept thinking our last season was Wraith, and I'm like, well, no, Wraith was 6, because it was the 6th. I'm like, are we on 7 now? Wait a minute. No, what is... completely blacked it out.
We totally skipped over that when we were talking a couple episodes ago about different seasons.
About the HOK one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
It was a good one, though. We had a co-host all season.
It was just different than what we usually do.
Yeah, it was fun.
But, yes, if you're new, go back and check all of those out. But if you're a regular, welcome back to the party. You know what we're here for. You know what the wrap-up show is all about. And if you do, you got a better idea than we do, because we just do these by the fly. Yeah. I feel like the first couple were very regimented.
Yeah.
And after that, we was just kind of like...
That's because we gotten so good at everything. There's nothing really to tie up at the end. You know, the first couple felt like there's a lot of things we missed, but now we don't miss anything. We got it all in the bag. Everything's correct. Everything's right.
100%. This is the quickest episode we have, or we say that and it's going to be the longest episode.
Well, you know one thing for sure. I won't have the merch it did on, like, season 6.
Jesus.
The Wraith merch.
Yeah, when you're listing every pair of panties that they ever made.
I had to make sure we documented it all.
Document and archive for the Juggalo
for the
culture. For the last time, maybe.
Yeah.
My name is Pencil. I'm here with Seller.
That's right.
How you guys doing out there in video land and audio land?
Audio, video, we got it all. Maybe we'll have cassette tapes that we'll hand out. Greatest hits of the Juggalo Rewind.
8 tracks.
8 tracks.
That's the new thing now.
No, it's not. Just one company just decided to do a handful.
No, there's the one... The people that are doing like Carnival Carnage, Ringmaster.
Oh yeah, I forgot that guy was doing that too.
Oh, so now it's okay.
I didn't say it was okay. It's just it's ridiculous.
Anyways, the Carnival, the Ringmaster one's got like the shiny gold foil.
Looking. I even like the guy who does like the cards or whatever of the Juggalo shit.
Yeah,
I don't know. whatever. It makes shit for everything. You know, did I send you the Topps unboxing video they posted today?
I don't think so.
It was like for the Cactus Jack cards they're selling at WrestleMania. It was like unboxing $1,000 Cactus Jack box. I'm like, oh, there's gotta be some crazy shit in here. It's 2 packs of cards in there. So like 5 cards. So 10 cards for $1,000. Not one autograph, not one relic. It just had like foil stamped numbers. It was like, oh, they have a Hulk Hogan out of 10. But it was a normal card. It was just like kind of gold looking. And I'm like,
but it was out of 10? Like,
just a card though? No autograph? No like.
Yeah.
I said, you better give me part of the hair that's missing from Cena's head on the card if I'm spending $1,000 on it.
Well,
Just a little stamp of a number? I'm like, no, it's ridiculous.
that's what people do now.
Yeah, that community's out of hand. I wanted to buy some wrestling cards, just open them with Ivan. No.
I don't even know where to get them.
No, impossible.
Can't even find them.
On Easter, Jacob found an eBay guy who was selling a box for like $35, so it was like 10 over what it would cost in stores. But when you buy it, you have to have him open it for you, like the unboxing videos, so he like can have content. So like Jacob bought him on eBay, and so we went live, and the guy's like, I'm opening the wrestling box next, so we have to like we all sat around and watched it.
That's so funny.
He didn't get any autographs. He got some jobber guy was his like rare card. Then he had a Roman Reigns that was okay. Then we looked it up and it's like not worth anything. But
some jobber guy.
I forgot who it was. It was like that was numbered out of like 50 or whatever. I'm like, no one. There's not 50 people who want this guy's card.
Come on. Now I'm curious who it was. It's probably someone sweet.
I think it's a guy in NXT.
Oh, then no one cares.
He's someone who has a fig that I feel like I always see like dirt cheap, like one of
Fucking
those
like Stax Lorenzo, one of those dickheads.
I forgot who it was. That also, speaking of figs, I went to Ollie's the other day trying to find figs. That picture I sent you guys of all the flares.
Oh yeah,
there was like 50 of those Remco style flares there, and then 2 Champas, which I almost bought Iva just to give him another guy. Super random.
I mean, you need some jobbers in there.
That place is awesome though. I could have got lost in there, but I'm like, hey, I gotta get back to work.
They had AEW figures when those were hot commodity.
Yeah, it seems like they get like loads of stuff. Like they had a big end cap display of Star Wars stuff with a big sign like Star Wars Blowout. So like yeah, whatever they get loaded up in there
from somewhere else. Yeah,
I got 2 planners for the patio. That's what I bought.
Well, that's all that matters. I didn't know there was an Ollie's down here.
No, it was out. I had to take pictures in Farmington. Actually, it was out heading your way.
Oh yeah,
the downtown streetscape on Farmington Road. OHM designed that, so I had to go take pictures of it.
The one like right between. I know it's where they put that thing in the middle.
Yeah.
What a pain in the dick that is.
That's why my work built all that.
What a horrible design.
I'm like hunched down taking pictures as cars come by. People like staring me down. They probably wonder who the hell I am.
I probably almost hit you. As I was
Actually, someone almost pulled in. I scared the shit out of her.
All right.
But yeah, there was Ollie's right over there. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's right by like Peter Lynn's, and that's the sushi place that I really like.
Ah, okay. I should have grabbed that. I did see that in the corner there.
Yeah, that's good.
That's not that far. I can make that trip to check out Ollie's. Look for figs.
Yeah, look for figs. Anyways, this season we were talking Psychopathic Rydas, first CD, Dumpin. We didn't even talk about how we were doing, what's going on.
That's how we were doing.
That's how we were doing.
That was it.
That was it.
You know what? Last night, or yesterday, heartbreak in the Motor City. Pistons robbed of Game 3. Should be tied up right now.
It was
or Game 4.
Quite the ups and downs.
Tim Hardaway might as well got shanked on the court. He got like punched in the face, tackled, and they still didn't call a foul on him. Unbelievable. Got Spike Lee out there hugging people. Get the fuck out of here.
You're going to forget all about that by next season.
I said it was just exciting to care about basketball again. So that was fun. It's over, though. I'll halfway watch tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think there's not much life left, but you never know.
But the Tigers, hottest team in baseball right now.
Still.
Tied with the Yankees for the best, I forgot what it was, but Torkelson, actually looking sweet. School's the best pitcher on the planet. It's unbelievable.
All right.
Yeah. And then Michigan football, it's right around the corner. Spring game just happened.
How'd the NFL draft go?
Lions had some crazy picks.
I literally saw nothing about it, so I had no idea.
Yeah, they traded up a few times. Everyone, was clamoring for an edge rusher, but one of them was a wide receiver who used to go to Hillsdale.
That's
Actually,
funny.
Greg's friend was the coach of that guy, and he was like, I remember him telling me this story beginning of the season. about how this kid was like awesome, but they're like, everyone's seen him and now he's like got 6-figure NIL deal, so we can't keep him. He's not staying here, and he went to Arkansas. I forgot where he was. I think that's what it was. But he went somewhere, and his buddy was bitching, and he's like, "Well, he made the good decision because now he got picked in the 3rd round by the Lions." So
the old NIL. Now you got who's this? Baylor's basketball team had no one come back. Everyone's transferring and shit. It's
Michigan got convinced that kid not to go to the NBA. Just see that he came signed, so number 1 class before he even signed. Now it's like, might as well get the trophy ready.
Well, that'll be season 9 or 10. You'll be talking about that. Anyways.
Yeah, I bet that'll be middle of season 10 when we the run for the national championship.
Run for the national
2 of them probably will be the start of season 10 will probably be the football title, and the end of season 10 will be the basketball title. So get ready. Season 10 is going to be awesome.
Season 9, no sports.
Yeah, it's like kind of in the... it'll be starting. It'll be kicking off probably around the end of it.
You look at baseball.
Yeah, we'll get some baseball talk a little bit. So sorry, folks.
Anyways, that's next season. This is this season. We're talking season 8, wrapping up. And as we do, we have a couple, topics to go over. I think what we do is we kind of go through all the different stories and fixes throughout the season, and through there we'll sprinkle in some of our other nonsense.
Yeah.
Although, should we have started with the recap of our Merch Madness? Should that be the first thing we do, or?
We could just put that in the middle. Maybe break up some of the stuff. I don't know. You steer the ship. I trust you.
I wanted to put that we were specifically talking about that in the notes.
Yeah, you still can.
I can. Okay, fine. We'll just do it whenever. So stories.
You do it when you want to do it. And I'm here to tell you what happened.
Oh, we'll just do it later. That's fine. Let's talk about some of the fixes and stories that we kind of missed out on throughout the season. First up, the debut of the Rydas. We talked about this CD came out in. I'm already forgetting. In the fall of 99.
We had a whole segment discussing the fall of 99.
We did, every episode. So we talked about how this would have debuted on the Juggalo show, although that didn't really line up. Mm-hmm. But 2 things about the Juggalo show. So first, there's a clip about Shaggy saying who it consisted of. He says it consists of Shaggy 2 Dope, Violent J, the Monoxide Child. So, either that was before they had their names, or it is just proof that those are truly the men behind Bullet and Fofo.
Behind the do-rag or the ski mask, just for the one night only. They decided that was way too hot. So, proof positive. Yeah. If we didn't have that proved week by week listening to Violent J's lyrics...
That's true. But
it is interesting, though, like, when they first decided to do it, were they just like, oh, we are going to be ourselves, we're just do gangsta rap, then they, like, morphed into, of course, like everything, like, oh, we need a gimmick, and they're just whole new characters, they're not us.
I guess we didn't go that deep into, like, we don't know what order everything was recorded in, and we didn't look to see what songs talk about, did they drop their own names?
Yeah, they never said their own names, I don't think.
I think they did. I think they
Shaggy
did.
always calls himself Clip.
That's true. So, I mean, there's 3 or 4 right there. So I think they did a little bit, but nothing like if you go back to Most Tasteless and you can tell different eras of shit, when they recorded.
At that point, they're using their HOK names.
They're just like, fuck it, who cares?
That one's all a big mess.
And then while we're still talking about the Juggalo show, I don't think we mentioned that Are You a Ryda is on the Juggalo show. Oh, we did mention that. That's where it would have debuted. It was edited. We didn't talk about that.
No.
That the swears were edited out because it would have been on the radio. And that would have been the debut, but again, that the timing on that is all fucked up. But that
was the unreleased episode?
That was the unreleased episode.
Yeah.
So that actually came out at the Gathering 2001. But
and by that point,
you know
Dirty would be coming out.
I'm sorry. the show would have aired in April of 99.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, that would have been the first time that anyone heard it.
Right.
But by the time it got onto the disc, which came out in 2001,
Right.
you'd already heard it. But yeah, it would have been the
But that was pretty early because, that's
6 months before it came
half
out.
a year.
Which for them is...
Which
fucking
goes back
ridiculous.
to we've discussed all year of like when it was recorded. Like,
Could have been anywhere between fucking 96 and 01.
I mean, yeah, with Misery being there and everything. So yeah, it is early in the Juggalo world that they were recording this Rydas
Well,
album.
just to let people know, there's that edited version out there. It's shitty and it's just like bleeped out. It's
Yeah.
not like it's
The fun Juggalo type of edits that
Yeah.
they do on
No,
ICP ones.
it's not look a fancy man with his wallet in his
Yeah.
hand. Nothing like that. So, what other notes do we have? I'm just going to kind of go in order here. No particular, kind of in order of how the season went.
Right.
The line, I forget what song that is. Getting drunk with my
Fella
homie Tom Dub. We didn't note at that time. I guess Tom Dub was a party guy,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely since then he's a recovering alcoholic. So
I can see that. I mean,
wow.
I'm just mad. There's a lot of those guys are after the fact.
So if you check out Tom Dub's book, which is
I'm gonna do that in the off season here. I'm gonna read it. Come back in season 9 and give you my
I mean,
spooky book review.
we could do shit like that. Yeah, his book is out there if you really want to.
It's out there.
On, let's keep going down the roster. Skrilla Forilla. Your boy Clip,
Yep, clip.
first name full. He talks about dancing with Don Cornelius.
Right.
We must have not specifically said this because I'm pretty sure our boy Kelly gave us this heads up. Jitting down the line at Soul Train. Did we not say that? I guess
We just said he was like we just mentioned it was a dance, but it didn't mention it specifically like a Detroit dance, the jit. Doing the jit down the Soul Train line.
Do you know how to do the jit?
I don't. I looked it up like exactly what it was after that.
But nothing that you can do for us.
I should have looked it up and did it right here on the video for everyone, but
I would have enjoyed that.
my legs are a little sore. I had a hard DDP earlier. Brian Pillman Jr. was on that one. Super random, but yeah, it was a total body jacked. But at the end, they're doing the cool down stretch, and DDP pointed out that stretch he added to was from something that Brian Pillman used to do back in the day. He's like, you know where I heard this one? He's like, where I got this one? From your old man. He's like, he used to be in the bag. He said a doctor told him it was good for his lower back, so I added it to my cool down. I was like, oh, look at that.
That's good.
I wonder if that's why he brought Brian Pillman on, so I could tell him that bit of nugget.
That's the only reason why he brought him on there. Was this like Pillman Jr. how long ago was this?
This was 2020, I think it said on there.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's almost like... Well, that's when he was in AEW.
I think so, yeah.
Good for him.
There's one with Zach Gowen on there, too. I'm like, all these little wrestlers sprinkled throughout some of these videos.
He's like a certified DDP
Trainer.
Oh, as I dropped the microphone. Yeah, because that's always an idea of like, if you're going to have DDP at like Astronomicon, you should bring Zach Gowen
Yeah,
into
makes sense.
do it because he's local. Maybe that'll happen in the near future. We shall see. All right, what else? We'll do one more here. Another boy Kelly, I believe, he hit us with the MOB. I forgot what song that is, but I feel like that's Fofo again, right?
Yeah.
So MOB stands for Money Over Bitches.
Yeah, we were thinking he was just talking about his mob, his crew.
His mob style.
Mob mentality. What was
well-
that cassette tape back in the day?
Now everyone knows that that's a thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known it.
No, that would right over our heads.
I don't know if it makes sense in that context.
That was the problem. As Fofo, the way he used it, he was so confusing. You know, it's not our fault. It's his fault.
It is definitely his fault. Let's do. Let me go back here. I'm going to skip around a little bit and go down a couple. We were talking about Redneck Ho 99, about how we didn't. That's such a random fucking song that like it's out there, but like it's not. Maybe it's just because it's on streaming, I think, but it's not as prevalent as in this day. I think it's a lost song, kind of. And it's like, why? Why is that? It's not on very much at all. And the debate on your Discord was that it was an ICP.com download, but I don't think
No,
that
I think
was
we
the case.
confirmed that it wasn't because friend of the pod, Jiggles, said that it was, and then as we discussed it, no one had any knowledge remembering this. And as I dug in the Wayback Machine, I remember stumbling upon it. I'm like, I clearly remember those first couple downloads that they had, early on in there, like what was it, Bloody Bitch Dead and My Shine, and I think a few others before that even. But it's like, I would have remembered that popping up, and as we all discussed and dug in there, I didn't see it anywhere on there. But yeah, why were we even talking about Redneck Code 99? What episode was that one?
I have no idea.
You assume they were recording that for the Most Tasteless reissue, right? Like, because they did First Day Out, so maybe they thought, oh, let's add another.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or I have no clue.
Or it would have been a giveaway for something, maybe.
It was obviously 99.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a Halloween single.
That'd have been real weird.
But I mean, they've had ones just as stupid.
Like Sleepwalker. I guess Sleepwalker kind of gets a little spooky fall vibe. See him going out there
It does.
crunching on the leaves.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Toxic Love.
Now we're getting into the era.
Remember how we loved it after we covered it?
I like that song. It's just not. It's a weird Halloween song.
Yeah.
Anyways, I bring that one up because, as you said, the longtime friend of the pod, Mr. Jiggles, brought that up. It may have been incorrect, but he brought it up.
He did.
And we have a voicemail from very early in the season from Mr. Jiggles.
Oh, did we?
So
I don't know if I remember this.
let's. I don't really know what he talks about here, and maybe dated, but let's give it a little listen here. Whoops! I should probably turn up the volume. Didn't double check our stuff here. Let's try it again.
What up, motherfucker? This is Merc Daddy, West Coast Ryda. No, I'm just, but this is Jeremy, friend of the show. Quick
Hello,
correction: Rydas did do a tour, kind of. I think it was in 2004 when Dark Lotus had their kind of tour that didn't last very long, but they were doing alternate dates.
Lots of
as
contests.
Psychopathic Rydas at like smaller venues.
It's almost like after parties,
There
right?
probably
I think
was only
so.
a few of them, but they were throughout the country. Quick thing about how I first got my copy of the Dumpin CD.
A little history.
It was maybe spring of 2000, maybe summer of 2000.
Late bloomer.
Local record store, Budget Tapes and Records in Puyallup, Washington. RIP. They are no longer with us, and I'm sad every day about it.
R.I.P. Rip.
In their
Most
used
stores are.
section, they had like 4 or 5 copies of Dumpin. I don't remember if they were sealed or not. Probably not. I imagine somebody bought or acquired a bunch of them and just threw them into the used bin, or maybe Budget had them and could keep them in the regular section anymore because of copyright issues or whatever. But regardless, they were in the used section, and I bought one. Couldn't believe my lucky stars. I should have bought all of them, but I only bought one. And I still have it, and that's the story. Thanks, guys. Love the pod.
Whoop.
Washington having some copies out in we discussed that early on, that first it was supposed to be a tour, right? Or no, it was supposed to be a free, then it became like a tour exclusive, then it was like on their web store, and then like stores started carrying it.
Yeah, it went from free to the Gathering to the what do you call it, Jekyll Brothers tour or something, like a whole bunch of other stupid shit. It went around, so, but it made its way out.
It's a
to
long
the
ways
West
out
Coast.
there. Yeah.
So congratulations to Mr. Jiggles for finding that in the used bin. Wonder what version it was.
Yeah. Did it have both?
We will talk about that quickly, or soon, I should say. Let's do another one-off.
Okay.
We have old Ohio resident Fear the Beard, but I have 2 from him, and I don't know which one is which. So, do you want to go with number 1 or number 2?
Go with number 2, because Ohio is always number 2.
All right. Well,
the real defending world champions reside in Ann Arbor.
All right. Well, we will try the second one here and see what Mr. Ryan, a.k.a. Fear the Beard, has to say.
Yo, it's Fear the freaking Beard, or fucking whatever.
Sleeping.
Yeah. It's tired, boy.
For the rider name. I'm going to have to stop y'all right there. The Come Together by Aerosmith is fucking horrible.
No, this is terrible.
I hear it every fucking day at work. It's not good.
I wish I had his job.
I love Aerosmith, don't get me wrong. Sweet Emotion's amazing. But
Long pause.
their Come Together is awful. That is all.
That's better than the Beatles version.
I like that
Fuck off.
better than the Beatles.
Just kidding. Much love.
Still going.
You guys should have came to the Cleveland show.
Now he's talking about different shows. We're not going to different shows. I think he's talking about the Twisted Cleveland show, which there's too many shows.
The strike that he has to hear every day at work, I mean, that is a thing. You know, you hear something so many times you don't want to hear it again. But that shouldn't be a knock on the song. Like, Danielle has to listen to Yacht Rock all the time. She was in a dentist's office, so obviously you're going to hear Yacht Rock nonstop. But then she comes home and I throw it on outside and having some drinks on the patio because it's great music like that. And she's like, I feel like I'm at work. I'm like, well, you're pretty damn lucky. You get to listen to this fine-ass music at work.
Fine-ass music. Oh, that is something. All right, well, thank you for joining in and sprinkling in your voicemails. We're going to have a couple more throughout the episode here. But let's, what do we want to do next? Let's do a couple more notes.
Yeah.
Another friend of the pod, Mr. Rex. Mm-hmm. We had, I forget what episode we were talking about this on, where, why were we talking about that? About how you thought him, and Steve were hanging out at a house party, and then you guys got away, but he got arrested?
That was all real. But I thought you bailed him out was what my part of the story was.
So it did happen.
Yeah.
But I did. I'm like, I don't remember that. That didn't. So we.
Yeah, clearly if you did, you would remember that. It's pretty like
memorable.
Big moment.
But we found out later that he definitely did get arrested, or at least held.
Yeah, because he was underage.
Arrested.
We were all underage, but he was way underage.
Arrested probably isn't the word. Got detained.
Yeah.
And he had to call his mom. And I think he said that was fucking one of the worst calls he ever had.
I bet.
So she was not happy.
No, I couldn't imagine.
But could it have been any of worse, like if his dad wouldn't pick him up?
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
So I didn't get that story about why it was her and not him.
Yeah.
Maybe she was smart and said, I'm going out real quick.
Right. I mean, it was late, I imagine. The party got broken up pretty early, but still, back then you'd like show up at a party at 10 o'clock at night, you know, so.
I don't know.
Why someone was throwing a party in an abandoned lot in Detroit, but, you know, that's where he wound up at.
Hopefully Rex's dad does not listen to the Juggalo Rewind.
If he does, I hope he rates, reviews, and subscribes.
Hell yeah, Mr. Harrison. Get in there. And you think it's bumping in the garage right now? The same calendar, same girly calendar.
Still up there, yeah. It might be from 99.
You may have. I bet one of our copies of Dumpin is somewhere
sitting
in
inside their garage.
100%.
That's awesome.
All right, next up, we were just talking about this before we went live. Psychopathic Rydas every day. Psychopathic. Hey, yo, twin guys.
Where you at, dog?
Anyways, so we got into a heated debate during the episode, after the episode, ever since the episode, about the version that was used for the beat. Can you shine any light on this since you've been looking at it in the past 5 minutes?
Yeah, so I reported on that episode that it was Better Day, the Ron Banks version, the promo version, which was incorrect. It was not Ron Banks on it. It was the one and only John B. Not the chunky John B.
Not the chunky John B.
But John B. So I don't know. I don't know why there's this many versions of Every Day, but that was the beat that was used. Which was that wasn't the promo one because there's a music video out there, a legitimate music video with that beat on there. So that's, I guess, the official track. Yeah.
There's a lot of versions of that.
Real weird that one has all these different versions floating around. But yeah, we had that mixed up on the generic ass names on the features on there.
Yeah, and it's hard to figure out on YouTube, you know, because they don't always say what versions, who it's with, da-da-da. Right. So you gotta have to dig a little bit. But yes, apologies to John B. It is your version, not the Ron Banks version. And we'll do one more here. Speaking of rappers of yesteryear, and I'm talking about UGK, not
watch out who you're talking about.
That's what I said. So you had a story about how you were first introduced to UGK.
Yeah. We were old King Gordy street team days, and we were driving around, and in my mind, I thought it was House Shoes who jumped in the vehicle and had the UGK promo CD for like their greatest hits just came out and left it in Steve's van. But Steve, friend of the pod, outro music of the pod, intro, whatever he is.
I thought Kelly told you this. No, it was Steve.
No, it was Steve. He like texted that it was Marv Wonderful of the Fantastic Four, which would make sense that he would have been jumping in the car at that point because we were driving around with the Fat Killers. So it was his version that I stole.
And you still have.
I still have, yeah, in my box of CDs out in the garage.
And you're going to give it to him?
I would, with that Kobo shirt I still own for the past 15 years.
Well, we'll get there. So that's good. Sorry, House Shoes. Yeah. You got wrongfully...
Hey, sorry, Marv won today. I still have your CD. Hopefully you're not looking to bump UGK's best stuff on your CD player.
Where the hell? Yeah, I don't think he has a CD player.
He's looking through his collection. Where is my best of UGK?
He's so fucking mad. All right. So let's get back to some voicemails here. Who do you want to hear from? We've got... I would say we have 3 regular customers, all of which have lots of nonsense that we can bust through.
Yeah.
Can you take a gander at who any of them are?
Well, you're talking about busting through. I'm assuming one of them's trying to bust through the wall because he said he lives in the walls.
We can get right to that. So
he is a rider.
We will pick on him. Schizo the Ryda, who is back. Yeah. I just saw on Instagram.
He had some AI visuals of himself. You know, everyone shares the AIs of like the fucking action figures and cartoons and anime. So I've seen some AI Schizo stuff floating around out there. So I'm like, oh, look at it. He's back in the limelight.
Yeah, I just saw today that he said he's back, and now he's back with us. So one day we wake up and we have a voicemail from Schizo the Ryda.
I don't think I heard this. Let me listen.
All right, so this is his voicemail labeled Schizo1.mp3.
Oh yeah, riders, huh? Well, let's just say I'm a rider. Schizo the Ryda up in this bitch. Anywho. I'm drunk as hell. I saw one of those videos and I'm like, man, I haven't dropped these fools a fucking... Oh, bro, I don't want to throw it.
We still can't figure out if he listens or watches. Like, I see one of our videos, but was it just video?
That's too weird. Okay. Hold on, I got locked in.
All right, so that goes on for 2 minutes. So, minutes later, Schizo number 2.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to say I am the number 1 rider up in this beach in the voicemails. I just want to get that loud and clear, bruh. Just say Schizo the Ryda, that motherfucker on top.
So that goes on for another minute.
Well, we are here to let everyone know that he is the number 1 rider. He's on top. We're going to confirm it right here.
Minutes later, Schizo number 3.
Oh, yeah. Y'all fools should definitely do an interview with me.
Did you try to keep him on track with your interview?
Schizo the Ryda interview? Think about that shit.
Okay, we'll cut that off right there. That goes on for a minute and a half. This is all in the middle of the night, one after the other. Number 4.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm gonna go up, but get this.
He has a little chuckle, kind of like
Schizo the Ryda, yes, the Ryda is here with the mayonnaise. And guess what, man?
Did I say to whip the mayonnaise?
Man, I was jumping at this one fool.
All right, so
his little chuckle when he laughs with him, like what he's saying, kind of reminds me of Cody from Wayne County Life. Middle of the night Schizo calls.
Number 5. I think this one's a little more coherent.
He's sobering up
then?
then?
Rydas would definitely, like, I don't know, get me on Rydas. That'd be fresh. Imagine Schizo to Rydas with, like the other fools.
The other
I'm
fools?
not gonna lie, I forgot the name.
I love that he doesn't know their names. It's awesome.
Schizo to Rydas with them. And I'd be talking about, like, leeches and, like, Whataburger.
Oh, leeches and Whataburger.
So that goes on for a minute and change. The last one was 2 minutes. All in a row. Let's remind everyone.
Yeah.
Middle of the night. Final number 6. There we go.
Shit, I forgot to tell you, but, like, I ain't done yet. But, hey, check it. El Douchebag, my homeboy, my brother, if you will, put out El Douchebag Scrappers 2.
Okay.
And that reminds me, I'm putting out songs of the Lost Lands too. So if you want to hear some shitty ass fucking music that I put out years ago,
We do want to hear some shitty ass
it's gonna
music.
be there. And, yeah, man.
Okay, you're right. That is the fucking...
That one right there sounded just like it. Schizo.
Yeah.
Having a time one night.
So we got 6 fucking Schizo voicemails. If you're a long-time listener, you're hopefully a fan of Schizo the
Yeah,
Rider.
I mean, he's an OG fatter whack backer. He popped on early. We never fully ever realized if he listens or if he just found the Instagram and realized there's a phone number to call.
Don't know.
He did say he's seen the video, but that could have been like a clip that we shared on, Instagram for all we know.
Could have been anything. But yeah, so that was all. I think I deleted when they came through. But yeah, that was just a fucking waking up. And I'm like, did you listen? I honestly only listened to like some of the last 2.
Yeah.
I downloaded them real quick and I didn't
Get through them all. I mean, that was a good 15, 20 minutes he spent just talking to us on there.
Okay, so he listens. Oh, I'm sorry. He calls. They weren't the full 3 minutes. So he must have hung up and then called right back. So I was wondering if he like kept talking and didn't realize it cut him off. So I don't know.
He cut himself off at certain points and decided to return.
I'm trying to see if I can tell when. Lots of suspected spam.
Yeah, lately it's been insane. We've been getting hit. I unfollowed all sorts of something hit the hotline and the email because we were getting nonstop emails for like job openings for George. Like, hey George, we got an opening at Dollar General if you'd like to take it. A bunch of those. And then there was like Church of Latter-day Saints was sending us stuff.
What is going on?
So I had unsubscribed to all these emails that are flooding in.
Well, yeah, we're getting a lot of phone calls too, but not a lot of voicemails.
Yeah, I assume that's all spam that's floating through, but
Yeah. Anyways, so that was Schizo the Rider. He is not spam. He is.
yeah, I hope he returns every year. It's always great when he
Good
pops
God
up.
damn. Okay, Schizo. So let's go back to here. Let's go back to our list of what else we got going on. We'll do a couple more of these, and then we'll get into some other stuff. We were talking about you being downtown and seeing the Carnival of Carnage poster in the wasteland of whatever
On the
area that was by Wayne State.
Yeah,
right?
outskirts of Cass Corridor, which they would have been hanging out. That's their they're living in that area. That I don't know, Carnival Carnage or Ringmaster time. They definitely were living in that area.
Did I send you these pictures?
Yeah.
Okay, so we come to find out from our boy Pittsburgh Steve, who is friends with. Like I said, I'm not like spreading anything. Like he's friends with Vinny, the ICP kid. We call him Vince.
I didn't know he was friends with them.
Oh yeah,
This is news to me now.
well, yeah. Now we're all learning. I don't know if Steve then went and asked him or how it came up in their conversation, but so Steve provided us with pictures of Vinny and his 2 friends at some point in the past went down there
Yeah.
and took the wall that had that poster.
I wish I had the fortitude to decide to go do that. When I seen it, I'm like, fuck.
Because you were talking about, like, you know, it was like laminated on, and like you could tell that it was like peeled.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't just.
It looked cool all weather. Like if you'd have had that hanging out here, that looked badass.
Well, those motherfuckers took it.
That's awesome.
So if you're gonna.
Yeah, can we show that photo? Is that
I don't see
anyone
why.
care?
I don't see why not.
All right. Yeah.
You want me to ask?
Well, I just make sure they're all right. That we could put a little clown emoji on their face if they don't want to be on there.
I don't think Vinny was on there. I think it was his two boys.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him on there.
Yeah, so fuck the other two guys.
Okay, fuck you two. Do they listen?
If you do, rate and review.
Yeah.
But no, if Vince didn't want it, I wouldn't. But we're already saying that he did it,
Right.
so
Yeah.
his face is there. It doesn't
Just
matter.
verifying.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I'm pulling stuff out of the Wayback Machine, and I'm like trying to credit the people, but I'm just crediting this old website that it's from.
You're
like,
from like down ass jugglers with a Z.org.
So I want to make sure people don't
tripod.
think I'm like trying to claim these. I'm just trying to show them because they connect to our season, you know?
You know what I'm claiming is that
Yeah.
I'm on the squeaky chair and I'm trying not to move.
They're still like sitting there from last week, so I assume they're in good shape.
Well, maybe I'm just gaining weight, which I definitely am. This shirt is fucking tight on me. Did you see the motherfucker calling me out for wrestling with my shirt on that one episode?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
He's like, man, he's struggling with that shirt. I'm like, fuck you. Oh, man, this is going to be a long episode. We're talking about conventions.
Yeah.
We were talking about Astronomicon a couple weeks ago. 2 stories that I did not tell. One, Fritz the Cat, our good
friend of the pod.
Good
Yeah.
friend. I was, if you were at Astro, downstairs and outside, like the building that no one could find. I don't know how, but whatever. I found it. I saw Fritz.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's
Fritz,
where I seen him, right around that area, too.
like, Fritzy boy. I always say, I don't know why. Fritzy
Fritzy
boy,
boy.
what are you doing here? He goes, I still don't know if he knows us or me, or he just, I don't know. But he's like, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I'm like, okay. He's like, goddamn, I had to change the whole set for tonight. I had to bring down this, like, the zip drive. I had to break in the truck and fucking get this. He's like, how do I get in? I'm like, well, you're already in. Where's your pass? He goes, I don't know. I'm like, you already got this far. So security, great job on the volunteers, like fucking Fritz all the way through there.
When I see him in that same area, he was walking in with the cooler with the brisket in it. So he must have parked around there just because you could easily like
Go through. Yeah.
Like you could have went to the outdoor building just in the parking lot easily. So he must have parked and just walked through that area and wound up trying to figure out where the front door is.
Fritz. So yeah, I had to then lead him back up to registration. They had no passes for him, and so he was waiting for someone to come get him a pass. So
no respect for Fritz.
Definitely. Well, I mean, he was just there late, and you know, he had to get his pass, which I thought was funny that I led him to the salvation to get his pass.
Yeah, I spotted him walking with the cooler, and he gave me the look and like a nod, and I was like, "Am I supposed to follow you?" Like, because he like looked at the cooler, looked at me, and like gave me this look, and I'm like, "Oh, is it in there?" He's like, "Yeah." Because am I supposed to follow you? Like, what does that mean?
You should have. So this is a picture of me and Nick Howard, and it just happened to be, and there's Fritz behind us waiting for his pass.
That's hilarious.
He's like, he was. I don't want to say he was not happy, but he was just waiting for his pass.
I always love you just dress like a dude.
Oh yeah, he was just wearing his that day. Yeah, I think he was wearing like a jersey with his flannel over it.
Always got the flannel on.
And then the other story is that actually the next picture that we have, fucking so. As I probably talked about, I was out of my mind busy, right? Like even on the breaks, I was fucked because I was counting lots of money. And I mean lots of money. And I'm just trying to get everything straight. I had 20 minutes when I was like out of my mind. I couldn't eat. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I look up, and who do I see?
The
fucking
king.
Walking by Cluner. If you got, how much do we talk about?
We've talked about, we share him. If you follow us on Instagram, we share his songs every so often in the stories.
So he is just he is a local rapper.
Yeah.
He's been at the Gathering once. He's done like adjacent Juggalo shows here and there.
He was on a Hollow Wicked, maybe?
No.
Yeah,
No.
One of the ones that was like the all day. Like he was on the card. At some
No
point.
way.
100%.
He was
or
on
Juggalo Day. That's what it was. It was Juggalo Day he was on.
No, he was on one of those things from like the New Year's Eve bullshit where like it was like the talent show.
He was on an ICP card. He opened for them.
I think it was one of those, like a
New Year's Eve one.
Yeah,
or?
like that Christmas show that like no one went to, and like kind of after COVID.
I think he did a Hollow Wicked or a
No,
Juggalo
he
Day
did
too,
not do
though.
a Hollow Wicked, 100%. But then he also did those shows. There's like the Juggalo Prom. It was
Yeah.
like the Hatchet Man Project.
Yeah,
and
he was
all
on
like
that for sure.
But no, he never did a fucking Hollow Wicked.
He did a Juggalo Day.
Anyways, I saw him walking. I told the kid I was working with, I'm like, I gotta go. I go in and grab him. I go, oh, are you Cluner? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, follow me, please, follow me. So we fight the crowd, and I took him to see Christmas because she was working with Alita, and she was busy as fuck. Like, that whole area.
Yeah.
And she was trying to take someone's picture or money or whatever. And I tap her on the shoulder. I'm like, turn around. Turn around. And she's like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
So big hug to Cluner.
Hell
And then
yeah.
we took a picture, and I'm like, thank you. Like, we love your shit. And,
He didn't say anything else, though? Like,
he was nice.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you here? You're having a good time? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I appreciate you. Like, she's going to love this, blah, blah. She's a big fan. And
I would ask him to do the noises he makes.
do his little dance. His little fucking dick slap dance.
Got to see him live once. Played like, was it Trixie's Bar or whatever in Hamtramck? We should have went to that. Next time he does his own show, we got to make it out.
Yeah. So that's
The
Cluner.
King of Farmington.
Is he really the King of Farmington?
He's more so than you are.
What? His videos aren't even in Farmington.
The one was. He's in front of the Farmington Hill sign.
I mean, some of them are, but not really. Fuck Cluner.
After you just talked how nice he was.
Well, he was. Anyways, speaking of that little troll Christmas, she also sent us, because we were talking a couple episodes ago, about how all the people in psychopathic world relate to sports
College
in the NCAA.
sports levels.
So she sent me a list of the NCAA average revenue by sport. And we were pretty close.
Yeah.
Football. Men's basketball.
Because football, astronomically, oh my God.
I mean, it's 4 times as much as men's basketball.
That's crazy.
Men's basketball, number 2. A quarter of that, men's ice hockey.
That's what we were saying, right? That was our first 3.
We were debating, like, the couple that were in
Softball might have been like right behind there, we were thinking.
there. Women's basketball, number 4.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have thought that'd be 4.
And we don't know when this was from.
I mean, they do have a tournament, too, so people are going to be gambling on the tournament, so that brings in eyes.
Next up, baseball, track and field. Now it's going off the fucking rails. Men's lacrosse. I can see with like your Duke, UNCs,
Yeah, that area's got a big-
Harvards. Yeah. Equestrian. I never would have gotten that. Women's ice hockey, rowing, swimming and diving, women's volleyball, women's soccer, women's lacrosse, softball.
Wow, it's that far down the list? That's crazy.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah, I thought that would have been in the top 5.
Maybe it's just because we see it all the time on ESPN.
Because Michigan's so fucking good at it.
I thought it was because guys are creepers and just watch softball because the pitchers are hot. But yeah. Source: Department of Education based on average revenue from 127 FBS schools. So
that football line is nuts compared to everything else.
31 million compared to 8 million for basketball.
Ooh-wee.
So, yes. Just little tidbits on tying up.
They lined up well then.
We were pretty close.
Yeah.
That softball. God, my nose is so itchy. I'm sorry. I keep rubbing my... People are going to comment that
He's doing cocaine in
I'm
this
arguing
episode.
with my face like I argue with my shirt.
It's that time of the year, man. The allergies are out of control in Michigan.
All right, so we can go back to that. Let's talk about some merch.
Yeah.
Let's take a little dive into the
That
old
sounds
merch.
good.
Ski. You okay with that?
Oh, yeah. I love the merch.
All right, so this is going to be a quick one. So if you remember, as we said, Dumpin comes out in fall of 1999. We talked about how there were different versions of the CD potentially.
Right.
They talked about how they didn't have the first 5,000 didn't have the Uzi Man on the back. And we did get picture confirmation from Juggalo Collectibles that there are versions with and without the Uzi Man.
Yeah,
and
that was our first good photos of it, for sure.
Yeah, it was real good photos. Did you see the fucking pictures he posted today of what color was your Great Malenko CD?
I see it, but I didn't look through it.
So fucking funny. You have to go back and look at it.
I was scrolling through and noticed it, but I didn't see what it was.
Was that on Twitter or Instagram?
I thought it was on Instagram.
Let's start.
Yeah.
It wasn't his picture. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there was no glove. The hand holding the CD was so fucking funny. Every comment was, "What the fuck is wrong with you? This is why you wear gloves. Wear the gloves." That was the comedy of it.
That's funny.
So go back and just look at that.
Okay.
Just for that. Holy fuck. All right, so Juggalo Collectibles. Good guy. So, the CD, obviously. No tape, no vinyl, no nothing. So, CD is all you got for merch, for audio. Clothing. You have one football jersey, and that came out at the Dark Lotus in-store tour and ended up on the Hatchet Rising tour.
Funny it would be on the Lotus in-store.
I know.
I think they would have just a Lotus jersey, but,
And that had that little Uzi. It was sweet. It was like the black jersey.
Black with the blue and yellow logo, yeah.
So it was cool. I think that was pretty popular when it came out.
Yeah, I feel like that was one of the more popular football jerseys. That and the Lotus one.
That may have been a little after this because it wasn't at the number 2 on the back. So it was probably closer to Riding Dirty, but it was still big enough where we, mentioned it.
Yeah, it's kind of in the middle between the two albums.
We're jumping around a little bit here. There was also a black and white flat that was there at the Gathering 01 in Toledo. Not a ton of those, and I think a lot of people got them signed. So to get one without the autograph is, I would say, harder to find.
More sought after?
Unless they just dumped them out later, which is also highly possible. But I don't think there were that many there. So.
I've seen a few on eBay just looking around, but the asking price was more than the usual flat. It was I feel like $30, $40, $50 on those.
And nowadays, that's, I don't know. The longer you go, I hate flats and flyers and stuff like that because just the technology now is you can just redo that.
Yeah.
So
to trust that it's real.
Yeah. In 01, people weren't. You could tell if it was a reprinted one because it was on fucking shitty paper. But now I bet people could.
Flyers are always scary.
100%.
Don't trust a flyer.
I love my flyer collection, and there's guys like Kevin, Alex, Scotty. There's a handful, Vinny, handful of people that I would trust if I got something from them. But you can't just get a flyer nowadays.
Yeah, on eBay here.
It's too far gone. There's no way. So,
even the screen print posters, just recently. The Jack White ones, there's so many bootlegs, which you could tell because they have you could buy 5 or 6 at a time. But I'm it's so weird that there's bootlegs of those. But that's clear because you're not getting the screen print. It's an actual. But I'm just those getting bootlegged like crazy now all over eBay. I'm I
guess
nuts.
If you don't care, if you just
wanted it, but yeah, you're not getting fooled that it's a bootleg like you could with a flyer. But it's just crazy that those are even popped off. Because I have that search saved, and I'm it's pointless because it's just endless bootlegs now. You can't find the real one.
And then we get into the shirts for the Rydas.
Yeah.
So you have a couple of these. They were sold exclusively at first at the Gathering 2000, Gathering of the Juggalos. They called it the Juggalo Gathering Convention at one point.
I like that. It's fun.
So you had 3 shirts here. They were all black. One had the red Psychopathic Rydas logo, kind of on the angle.
Yeah, almost like graffiti font, maybe.
Yeah, I'll call it graffiti. Not really, but
it's
calligraphy, kind of.
It's not like the icon logo that you see all over the place.
So it had that like Psychopathic Rydas in red and all their
like
names.
Old English almost. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, that's closer. And then all the names on the back.
Yeah.
You also had a black shirt with the Crown logo with the names on the back. That's the blue and gold, right? The next one had the Money logo. Do you have a picture of that? Oh, I guess I have it if I click it, if it works. And yeah, it says Psychopathic Rydas, like in white, with just a dollar bill behind it.
Yeah, it's like the font from the front of the album.
Yeah.
Which I don't remember that one at all. Like, I remember Steve had the crown with the Michigan blue and yellow, because I was like, I kind of want that color scheme with the names in the back. And I remember the first one we mentioned, but this one I do not remember seeing like floating around.
So the first two have their names on the back, like in yellow.
Yeah.
Big ass yellow. I think Rex had one of those. This one on the back says, that real gangsta shit from them real killers.
So funny. Like, who walks around that in their back?
Not from a song, right?
No. I guess it could have been the tagline. Like, if you had flyers for it or like a poster, like I could see that being the tagline on it for sure, like as an ad. But
just random as fuck. So that was that.
I don't hate the front though, with the logo for the font from the album cover with that like cartoon bill behind it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. And then there was also, it's funny we were bringing that up. There's a black shirt with the red Crown logo, and I believe that was just like a mall shirt, if you will.
It had the Riders Old English font that was on that first one on the back of it.
In summer of 2002, the red Crown logo, Hot Topic. So that was a little later, but it was still, that era.
Yeah, it feels like it's more connected to Dumpin than it would be connected to Riding Dirty.
Yes. And then I have a note that there was a version of that black with the red front with white lettering. A lot harder to find, and I don't have proof or pictures of that.
That it actually even existed?
Yeah. But we're still talking about Dumpin shirts. Not original, but on the 30th anniversary drop, which would have been in 22, because it was the 30th anniversary of Psychopathic, right? So just post-pandemic, they were putting like shit out every month. Some
good stuff that like I look back now and I'm like, man, I should have grabbed some of them because there was some fun stuff in there.
Yeah. And this one I couldn't find in the big like drops, so it was somewhere in there. But it's a green Dumpin shirt. So it's green. It's got like the, I don't know, how do you even describe the front of it?
A swirl circle of money in the back, and then it has the exact same font of the Psychopathic Rydas Dumpin from the album cover, just laid right over top of it. And is it even the that's where that came from. The real gangster shit from the real killers is on the front.
I didn't know. That's funny.
Literally this entire font is just slapped on top of that dollar bill circle. I looked the entire time
I've never even put together that was on the front of the CD.
Yeah, so it does make sense that if you're thumbing through your UCD section like the homie Jiggles was, you go, oh, this is that real gangster shit from the real killers. I should check this out. I mean, looking at this, if I seen this in a store and had no clue what it was, I'd be intrigued.
It's shiny.
Yeah, it's shiny. The Uzi Man. No ICP or Psychopathic anywhere though. It's kind of fun that they don't.
Other than Psychopathic.
Yeah.
Rydas.
But none of that, like, nowadays you'd be like, featuring the Insane Clown Posse or something. Like, it's kind of fun that they didn't even, like.
Big ass sticker.
Yeah. You had to be into it at the time to get it. But yeah, it's like they took that layer of the album cover and just dropped on it. Because it's all it's laid out the exact same way as that album cover. Not bad, though. Kind of cool.
And they have 5 member names right on the front of the shirt.
Yeah.
No twin gas.
Leave you missing. And on the back, Big Uzi Man with like the little leaf pattern that almost is similar to like the Cadillac logo.
Yes. So that's it.
Yeah.
Your original Rydas merch consists of, and we stretched it.
True, yeah. If you wanted to go like right off the bat, it's those 2 shirts kind of flat. Like
yeah, there's not a lot. The jersey is a stretch. The flat is a stretch. Half of those shirts are a stretch.
Yeah.
So, no posters.
That's what's shocking. Do you think if they'd been like 18 by 24, like, I guess this is a little bit before that was like they drop EP.
They started bumping it right after that. Yeah, if you're going to call Bizarre Freak Show the start of that, yeah, this is a little before them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no posters, no hoodies, no jackets, no singles.
No bandanas. I think you would have sold the bandanas.
So, yeah, not a lot. Oh, and you did find a hat.
Yeah, and that was probably, like we said, a stretch. It probably came out in those early 2000s more so than...
But at least it still had the original color.
Yeah. Yeah, the blue and yellow color of that, how would you say it, the crown logo?
Yeah. All right, we're getting off track. We're done with merch?
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to some voicemails.
Okay.
Again, you get to pick. You know who the two people are. Who are we going with?
I imagine Pittsburgh Steve's one of them, right?
He's got a couple. So we're going to try to fly through these. Sorry, Steve. I don't know which one is which. We did not get to have a vote this year of who your favorite riders
who the
were.
MVP would have been.
But Steve likes to still send his vote. So I think his first vote is right here.
Yo, what up? This is Pizza Nugget.
Nugget.
To cast my vote for the past 3 weeks.
Past 3
for
weeks.
Rider of the Week, I missed Dumpin, Skrilla Perilla, and Are You a Rider? I just want to say bullet across the board, bitch.
And then...
So we're going to do the Shining next, season 9.
The way that his voting is, I think it continues. So let's see what else Steve has. I just have Steve vote.
Every day, Psychopathic every day. You do, it's your boy. Hit him with a smoking bucket, Pizza Nugget, calling to cast that vote for Rider of the Week. Again, I gotta go with my boy Bullet for third day. Hey, hey.
What a fucking asshole. We have another Steve vote, so let's go into this one. I'm sure there's lots of Steve voting.
Hey, yo, what up? It's your boy, Pizza Nugget. Just watching your WWE SmackDown Friday night. Calling to cast my vote for Rider of the Week. Rider hater. Definitely got to go with Cell Block.
Oh, switch it up.
That second verse of his is fantastic. All right, bye.
He's good on that. If you ride, I hate you best check yourself.
I don't know. There's so many good fucking Steve. I gotta keep going because he sends them in all the time. So let's see. This could be a vote, or this could be him just talking about other shit, and that leads into what's this one? What's that one called? We'll do this one first.
Pizza Nugget, plug that foot. On its foot in my vote for full clip. Rider of the Week. That's two for full clip this week.
Full clip?
I don't know who else is voting, but I haven't seen anything posted.
I don't know what people are voting. He just assumes we're continuing it.
Full clip.
Well, that's that.
I don't know what everyone's voting because I haven't seen anything posted.
Well, that's fairly accurate.
That got me.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Pizza Nugget calling from the car. Yo, I'm calling because I forgot to put my vote in last time. And it's definitely Bullet.
Bullet running away with this season.
Rider of the Week for Ghetto Fantasy. Bullet. Also, song of the album.
Yes.
Ghetto Fantasy. Top song. Also, no more 20 by 20 wrestling podcast. Put that shit to bed. And
what else does he have to say here?
I think that is it. Little Krampus, looking for day job and you're singing. And, that's it. Alright.
He does like to throw people under the bus, so.
He doesn't call out my singing, though. He likes it, I think.
Probably. And then there's one more from him. I know this is now the fucking Steve show, but or the Pizza Nugget show, but we'll see what else he has to say about here. Well, this is fun.
Yeah.
I'll accept this one.
Yo, whatever list that was from, the male list, that is a bogus list. The reason being, no sexiest man alive, ravishing Rick Rude, and no
Rick Rude.
self-proclaimed sex sexiest man alive from ECW, Jason.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, bogus list. I can't take any of it seriously.
So
99 Rick Rude missing from the sexiest man list.
So
I mean, he was still jacked then. 99 Rude. See if that's past his time, and
is he in ECW by then?
he was out of ECW by then, and then out of the NWO by then,
Maybe.
out of DX by then.
Jesus. All right. One more thing with fucking. Well, we have a couple more things with him, but Pittsburgh Steve, aka Pizza Nugget, he just told me a story about the Buffy My Picky Low.
Yeah.
that he had an AOL Instant Messenger name, Buffy My Picky Low. And I don't want to divulge what he did with that.
I can't imagine.
But yes, that was his AOL Instant Messenger name.
I told you I had a Florida Joe one, but then I realized I spelled it wrong.
That's funny.
So it's like Florida Joe.
That tracks.
I was trying to mess with my one buddy, and he called me out on it and figured out it was me.
I would have too. All right. Let's blow through some of these stories, and then we can get back to our regularly scheduled nonsense. Now I'm going backwards. Mr. Bones on Instagram. That's not his, like,
Sam
handle,
Hain
though.
Bones, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
He sent us a message the other day saying that he's listened to us all the way through high school.
Yeah, that was wild to hear.
And that we've been around so long. Is he the one whose uncle got him into?
I think so. That sounds correct.
Someone talking, where I was like, God, you're young. But yeah, he started listening to us like in the beginning of 10th grade.
Yeah.
And so
now he's graduating. Can you believe that?
Congratulations.
That's right.
You're getting into the real
graduating
world.
pretty soon, like next month, right?
So maybe you can
awesome. Listening to us tell our high school stories as he's living his own. That's what the Juggalo community is all about.
Hopefully you're not doing some of the stupid shit that Chris was talking about.
As we discussed when I got the guns pulled on me in the house party.
Yes. I didn't call you out for this during the episode, but like I just let it go. And listening back to it, I'm like, how did this happen? What episode were they talking about having an itchy trigger finger? That had to be Cell Block, right?
Fofo. Itchy trigger finger, I'm ready to unload, isn't that what it is?
Maybe. I don't know. The way that you were fucking describing it, I'm like, do you even understand what the fuck he's talking about? You were talking like his finger was actually itchy. Did you know what you were doing, or is that what you think he's talking about?
I mean, I know itchy trigger finger is like I'm itching to shoot somebody. Like, it's not for real, but I forgot why I was saying.
You were you went on for a long time about how he was double jointed and he could like move his finger to the side and itch it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I just tried to change the subject and you just kept talking about it.
I was trying to be goofy, I think.
I don't know. I had to put it in.
I don't know why he got there.
I just want to make sure that people know we know what an itchy trigger finger means. And then one of our last notes here for stories and fix-ups, good friend Jared from Wisconsin.
Always checks in on Instagram with us.
Yes. He's Jared's mom's son.
Yes.
That's
his gimmick.
As we know him.
That's his whack pack name.
Did he leave us a voicemail?
No, I think he just sends us like Instagram videos that he's talking on all the time.
I thought so too, but I could have sworn we had something else. But maybe not. Oh, no, he sent us a voice clip, I think, on Instagram. He was talking about different lyrics. For Little Shank had a verse about fucking. Now I don't remember what.
Fucking probably.
I don't know what the verse was or what the song was, but he was talking about how he heard one of the words as food, and I think it was like serving up fools. Yeah, and we thought it was serving up fools.
Serving up fools who be acting hard, and
he thought it was serving up food because is food a street word for like heroin or amphetamines or like
really
for something, and he's like he always heard it as that, but it's just a note that like we don't know what the fuck they're talking about on any of these seasons. We don't claim that we do, but it's funny that we all kind of, I don't want to say learn as we go along, but we're all just, I mean, definitely learning. Like fucking Lori listens and she doesn't know any of these fucking words. She's like, on the most basic of, she's like, they say who's going chicken hunt? Like, I'm like, what the fuck? How do you not know that? But we all just hear different things and you kind of vibe and like I say a couple times, you don't even have to know the words. It's just like part of the song. It's like that, and it's like.
I mean, I love Bon Iver, that Justin Vernon project is. I don't know what the fuck he says. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. It just sounds awesome. And I just vibe out to it, and I'm like, the words he says, and I think even in an interview he said, he's like, sometimes these words sound good together. He's like, they don't have any meaning to it. It just sounds good coming out. And I'm like, yeah. So I can see you just, especially this album with the vibing along, just nodding your head like.
And I say it's with all Psychopathic. It's with all music total.
Yeah.
Especially with Blaze. Fuck. Yeah. But yeah, it's just funny that he kind of called out that both words work, and it's really just what you hear. I don't want to say it's the art of it, but it's just it is. I mean, what
it's
it
the thing
is.
in music always. I mean, go back to the Elton John. People always thought he was saying Tony Danza. You know, that joke forever. Like just shit you hear, and then once you actually sit and dissect and dive into the lyrics, like, oh, that's what they're actually saying, and then then you hear it for sure once you read it, and you're like, oh, that is what they said.
Even there was a couple through the season where I know I listened and read it at the same time. And then when you said something, I'm like, yeah, that's not it at all. Like, it's what you think you're reading.
And a lot of it's on this one. A lot of just small ones are like, it didn't like this. It doesn't change it. It doesn't really change the context of it. It's just a small thing. But then like, oh, I actually hear it like that way now for sure.
Oh, sorry, I'm dying over here. Okay, before we get into like we're gonna start wrapping this boy up, I think we should go through. I know we've done a lot of these already, but let's go to a couple more voicemails if you don't mind. Denver Chris.
Oh, it's always a good one.
He's dropping a couple just quickies on us all throughout the season. So let's see what he says here.
Fucking Yokozuna ain't living this fat baby one.
Oh, that's a nice line from Psychopathic.
It's a great one.
I
like how you have to turn everyone's up, and then he comes out and oh shit, I gotta turn his down.
Way loud. I don't know if I want to play that one. We'll do this one here. Making fun of me, I think.
Yeah, this is Big Calculator.
Big Calculator.
I don't even really know what to say. I didn't expect to be calling back this soon, quite frankly. Pete, I've known you a long time, man. AOL chat room, the website,
long
shows.
Time.
We were at each other's weddings, for fuck's sake. You think you know a guy.
But.
Well done, steak. I don't even know. Quite frankly, I'm depressed and ashamed.
Yeah, we all are.
What an asshole. That's it. I gotta go.
It's mind-boggling.
That's been going since season 1.
And I think it's a work. I think you're not a psychopath.
Of all the things that you think are a work, that is the least.
I mean, you got good company. Donald Trump also likes his steaks well done.
And an order of shrimp.
Does he also have a tiny dick like Madrox? That's what's in the deposition from Stormy Daniels.
I was about to say, is that from the doctor that came out saying that he was a beacon of health? He's 6'2", 227.
Built like a fucking defensive tackle.
There's a picture of him and like Bobby Lashley, and they're like, these two are the same
height. Now it's time to Photoshop him in First Day Out video.
All right, we have a couple more from Chris. Let's see. This one is talking shit about you.
At least we both get it.
Just a small addendum to your last episode. Chris, you didn't have to watch the Masters. You got to watch the Masters.
Okay.
Rory, career Grand Slam. He's got a big lead. He blows that big lead. He's in a playoff. He's winning it after years of struggle. It was the best Masters in a fucking decade.
See, you're lucky enough to watch that.
It was interesting. To watch the Masters, happily. Anywho, later on, fellas.
I was intrigued because he was like the guy to win it and blew it, and like the old dude who was like, but the old dude never won it either. So this guy was like, you kind of cheer for him too. See this old man finally get his win.
Look at us.
I don't know. Fuck it all.
So he had a couple other ones. There's one I have labeled here that says multiple points. So we'll end on this one and see what Chris has to say.
Hey, gentlemen. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
3 items on the docket
3
today.
items.
No.
I am seeing mock drafts with tight end Colson Loveland. So I need some. Is this guy any good? So help me God, it is your ass if he turns out to be another Jake Butt. You've been warned.
He's going to be mad and get Loveland.
I have a suggestion for the pod. Hey, for this season, I'm not really sure why we're handing out pumpkins for spooky movies. We should be handing out, 4 out of 5 gats for gangster movies. Give me some Boys in the Hood. Give me some Menace to Society. We're not spooky. We're gangster.
No, we're spooky.
Last
it's
thing,
become part of the canon now.
This piece is just for Pete, a.k.a. Pencil, a.k.a. Corporate Stooge, Pat Patterson. Alliteration, pal.
Come on, where's this going?
Your boss's new solo record is not bad.
Your boss's
certified jam. So
Come
next
on,
time
now.
you're at HQ.
Stop.
Why don't you throw that out there? Well, not bad by old Madrox. Good on you. That's it. Later, fellas.
I didn't know who he was talking about.
You didn't know which of your bosses?
Stop.
They both had good solo albums this past year and a half.
So, thank you to Denver, Chris. We should have mentioned long ago, if you want to be heard or just bullshit with us on the voicemail, it's 810-666-1570.
And as this season wraps up, the next season's around the corner. Sometimes maybe you get a little teaser, a little teaser trailer to teaser hints, anything maybe on the hotline. So
I've been known to throw shit on there.
Call and check as we get closer to the almighty 9.
There will be 9. All right. Do we want to talk the recap? Do you want to do that? Or just very quickly about the
the posters? Yeah, sure. We could...
This is not about Rydas whatsoever, but it is about our time frame of the year, 2025.
Yeah, I just need to pull up the results on here. So,
do you want me to banter about something else while you do that?
Sure. You give your general overview of it, maybe.
Oh, I was just going to go into a totally different topic while you did that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go on.
I was going to give, let's see, how do I say this? This is a weird spot to talk about this, but just as we're wrapping up this season and in general, an overall gratitude for the stuff that we do and the people that listen. We couldn't do this without everyone who watches and listens. We talked about it a couple episodes ago with Astro that it's fucking mind-blowing that people come up to us and know who we are. And it's not like we're super famous by any fucking means. No. So 3 people that know who we are that we've never met before is crazy. We appreciate everyone who watches, listens, does anything, sends us shit. Crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
And this ties into 2 different stories, a couple different stories all in one. The fact that Rob sends us shit, both Robs send us shit. Also with that, we talk about how this podcast is us BSing with everyone. It's it's a mix between us talking on a road trip and you're just along for the ride, or it's our audio Christmas card and we just happen to be talking to our friends and they just happen to be listening. It's we're on a big Zoom call here with Brendan and Michelle and Christmas and Steve and Rex, and they're just not contributing, but we're all kind of interacting. And sometimes we throw shit out there. I mean, I do. That's personal shit that I don't know if we should or not. I don't think you've done as much as I have, but that's not a bad thing. It's just I'd throw shit out there. And I've told stories or I've complained about shit, and funny that people pick up on it and listen and like react to it, and that's strange because it's just us talking.
Right.
I don't think that other people are like. If we listen to stuff, it's like, oh, Conrad's talking about this, or Adam Carolla's talking about this, and fucking good, bro. And like you feel like you know them.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like other people do that to us. It's crazy that they do.
Right. You're not picking up on it as you're doing it.
So like we're talking about like little gifts, and people have given us stuff, made stuff for us, like all awesome. At Astro, fucking Christmas and Pittsburgh Steve got me a bunch of stuff because of stuff that they heard us talking about, and that was also like mind-blowing that like they listened and picked up on it and did something for me, and I told them I appreciated that, but I just want to like let them know, like I think it's fucking stupid, the dream catcher, because we just mentioned funny. That like, oh, I'm thinking of shit and I can't remember my dreams, like they got me that. He got me something else that was fucking stupid, but like we've been talking about forever. And then they picked up on something that I wanted, and they went and bought it. And it's like you didn't have to do that. So it's highly appreciated to them because I know they're listening, or to anyone who listens, gives us anything, gives us nothing, just gives us your time every week. Like it's.
Or like we mentioned earlier in the episode, hearing the Sammy and Bones mention they grew up listening through us from high school. I'm like, that's kind of wild. Like your formative years of your life, your years you always call back on. And,
sorry to hear that.
And we're part of that little window, which is fun.
Hopefully you're listening to something else, and we're not the only part of your life. But
I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, just an overall like gratitude to the people who I mentioned, and to Zach and his girlfriend who've always like given us stuff. The light did not make it this season.
Got distracted, but he'll be back.
But yeah, everyone who does shit like that, it's very much appreciated, and just that we're a part of that. You take the time to listen, and like the text that I get every Thursday, like from numerous people, just like, hey, what about this? Oh, I thought about that. And it's crazy how personal people are with us because we share so much. It's very cool, and we appreciate it.
I would say, I mean, like, again, not big, not huge, but like every single day there's at least a handful of downloads. Even like in the off season, there's like a couple dozen or 20 or 30 or like one is 100 something. It's just like randomly there's even when in the off season there's at least every day someone's listening. Something like on fucking Christmas Day there's like a handful of people listening. I'm like, that's wild to me.
Yeah, why? Why the fuck are you listening? So, yeah, that was just my overall. I wanted to talk about the stuff that Christmas and Steve got, and how much I appreciated that. And I'm hoping I'm going to try to turn that around into something for someone else. But we'll pass it on, if you will. The gratitude and the niceness. But, yeah, just the fact that they did that, and everyone does stuff. I wanted to give thanks out there. So, all right. Enough of that bullshit.
Yeah. So, also this season, in the middle of the season, we had the Merch Madness, our annual tournament, and this year was the Poster Madness. So if you followed along and voted along, it would have been on your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter. So just a little recap on how things happened. Basically, everything kind of played out what you would think. We had,
and we did have an audio and video episode of that, right?
Yeah, so writing down the bracket.
Yeah, so you can go back and listen to that, and we talked about each matchup in the first rounds in detail, but also throughout the weeks we talked about kind of what was going on, but it's hard because it was going live when we were doing episodes. But sorry,
that's all right. The final four would have been 3 number 1 seeds. You had Just When You Thought You Were Dead, Tunnel of Love, Ringmaster, all 1 seeds, and then Riddlebox is a 2 seed, which could have been a 1.
Might as well have been a 1 seed.
Yeah, so those were all your 1s. But the interesting run in this tournament was the Insane Duo, which you told me was ranked too high to begin with at a 4 seed.
Oh, 4.
And it
Jesus.
Not only went all the way to the Elite 8, it knocked off the number 1 seed Serial Killers poster, which we had pretty highly ranked in our run. So
was that number 1?
Yeah. So
I think that's ICP Twisted Bias, to be honest.
I mean, Twisted upset a few. We had the label that runs beneath the streets upset Stranglemania.
That also goes back to a lot of people who I know who don't have nostalgia for things, straight up just looked at a poster and what do they like? Mm-hmm. And Terry Funk doesn't do it for some people.
Yeah. I mean, Insane Do It to me makes total sense because that would have been for a huge number of people the first poster they would have ever seen or ever purchased.
That's the shittiest poster they've ever put
It's cool
out.
looking. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't like it.
Got the spotlight on them.
What's it like?
Always the pose. That era of poses with the hands is fucking always...
It's always something. Fucking fingernails and hands.
Yeah, now I'm looking through trying to think of some other like fun moments in this tournament.
It went pretty chalk. As
yeah, I mean early on there were some upsets like the Dog Beats poster, which we kind of wrestled with. Should we have these hand drawn, or big flyers from that era or not? And OG Dog Beats didn't even make it out of the first round. Got knocked off by the 1824 seed play-in, the Wizard or Wicked Clowns from Outer Space.
That's a good one, though.
Yeah, and that one almost beat the Hollywood Malenko poster. That was like down to like that one of it. There was one that was one vote, literally one vote difference. That might have been that one.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, so that got knocked out early. The Bizarre Freak Show double-sided poster had a little run. That went all the way to, let me see, where was that at?
Well, because people can't be biased when it's both sides. It's like a Michigan State poster.
Yeah, that made it to the Sweet 16 and ran into a Tunnel of Love and then got blown out.
It ran into the Tunnel of Love. And then whatever. It blew out the Tunnel of Love.
Yeah.
I'll blow out your Tunnel of Love.
One Less G didn't upset, but beat the Wraith available now. I thought that would have been a close one. Going back to the ICP gets more votes just because they're ICP, more popular. But Blaze got in the second round with that one. That was nice to see.
It's tough because Blaze doesn't have a lot of good posters.
Yeah.
I mean, to us they're good, but yeah, not a lot.
He doesn't have a lot to begin with. He had 4 in this one. That was the only one I think that made it out.
Yeah, we stretched a little bit for a couple of those.
Oh, no, the OG EP one that beat the Murder Dog magazine and then lost to Cryptic Collection.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. Your boys Doug Island made it to the second round. They beat
shocked.
Gathering of the Juggalos.
God, I guess we have nostalgia for those 3 posters too. But
none of those did well.
I thought they were great.
Where's the I would think the OG Gathering that made it to the second round, but that was it. And lost to double-sided Malenko. Then 01 and 02 didn't even make it out of the first round.
God, I thought those were sweet posters.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have had those up against each other to get in.
Could have. Xmas 97 did not get out of the first round, and many people who text us saying this is one of the shittiest posters. I didn't remember that even being around.
I think it's funny.
How about Hollywicked 99 that we were talking about on the
did that
CD? That got the bounce in the first round against Bizarre Freak Show double-sided. Oh my God. That was the run. So Bizarre Freak Show beat that. Then the AP covers number 2, and then it got to Tunnel of Love.
Fucking while you're talking about that, I'm looking on eBay to see, because as that was going on, Rex was like, I think I need the fucking Hollywicked 99 poster.
I need the 2001, and there's one on eBay that's not at a bad price, so I might have to pull the trigger on that.
So let's just get to the Final Four again and how that...
Yeah, so you had Just When You Thought You Were Dead against Tunnel of Love. Just When You Thought You Were Dead ran away with that one. That one wasn't even close. Riddlebox Ringmaster, that was a close one, and Ringmaster won, which is my personal favorite Juggalo poster. And then even in the finals, Just When You Thought You Did won by a decent margin. So that thing was just steamrolling its way through the tournament.
I don't know if I would have thought that would have won, but that's a worthy victory, I think.
I think, interesting enough, the first round, it played the Modern Play-In, which was the Riddlebox poster from those.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, that was closer than I think any other round up until it got to the Final Four.
Can you imagine?
It had an easy run, though. If you look at this, though, it had Zug Island in the next round. So obviously, it was going to be that Cryptic Collection, which is not... It's a cool poster, but not like the bigger of the Twisted ones.
I don't know. That's a pretty good one.
And then Label That Runs Beneath Your Street. So it didn't even run to any ICP until it got to the Final Four. Kind of got a lucky draw, but it was the number 1 overall seed.
Got a lucky draw.
You'll be happy to know the Strangler jeans did not make it out of the first round. That lost the Wizard of the Hood.
Terrible. There's one Halloween 99 poster on eBay. It says that it's 16 by 24, not 18 by 24. Son of a bitch. Fuck, that's a lot of money.
What are they asking for that one?
80?
Yeah, the 2001 I think was at like 35 or 40 bucks.
There's one on here that's laminated that's 60.
How would someone laminate it?
I don't know. Fuck, I know the guy who has this poster too. Oh, do I want it? Oh. Pittsburgh Steve's gonna be mad if I give that guy money.
Let me double check. I might have that one. So I don't get, this one drove me nuts. I sold 2001, which I was at, and I kept 99, which I wasn't at, I think. I need to double check. If I do, you could have it. It might be a little beat up on the edges. How mint does it need to be for you?
It's weird. Sometimes I'm like that with everything. Like, you want something that's super mint, but sometimes when it's not, you're like, I don't care.
Yeah. I'll have to look at it. I'll look back there and see what's there.
Anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the poster wrap up.
It was fun. We're gonna have to really think for next year what we're gonna do merch wise. So we ran through the 3 big ones: shirts, jerseys, posters.
Yeah, I think I know what you want to do, and I almost started making that list, but it would be tough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think it's the most logical.
Yeah, I just don't like it. We'd have to have a lot of rules, I think.
True. Each region maybe would be a certain type of...
No,
because that'd be too skewed ones that are way better.
I think. If we're even talking about the same thing, I think we are. So we'll discuss that. Put that on the notes for stuff that we'll talk about. March Madness 2026. We're not going to be still doing this in 2026. Are you kidding me? All right. So we're wrapping this boy up. I think, one thing, I guess, before we get to it, we're going to start doing our wind down here. We did not mention throughout the year, I don't think, the intro. Mm-hmm. Did we mention at all that it's fucking Wayne County Life?
Oh, on the...
No. Very cool that Garrett let us do that. So it's a play, or what was the... I forget even what Cody was talking about.
Cody's skit talking about... it's gonna be a good rap song when someone's going like, you got the gunshot noise, the pow 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 pow. So
fucking.
Which made me think instantly. I think before we even did this season, I shared that with like the Riders beat on it. So yeah, it instantly came to mind with that.
It was easily put into our shit.
Yeah.
But thank you to Wayne County Life, LYFE.
That's right.
So did we get confirmation? Is he going to be at that Clash show?
He's still on the poster.
I know he's still on the poster, but did he...
He hasn't said anything, yeah.
We gotta figure that out.
Yeah.
So, go support your Uncle Terry.
I was, I've been wanting to do more photos at wrestling shows. I contemplating, but this week's so busy, I don't think I'll be able to go. But Friday at Batch, Big Time Wrestling, Rude Boys wrestling's there. Like, that'd be a fun one to shoot at the brewery, but I don't know if I can make it.
Rude Boy and A.T. Hawk were at Squared Circle.
Oh, yeah? Talk to him?
I talked to Huck.
Yeah.
I did not talk to...
Huck's one of those two where you're like, I think he recognizes us, but doesn't.
I think he talked to me like I was a worker. At the beginning, Nana goes, "Are you in the business?" And I'm like, "No, definitely not." But yeah, again, real quick, I saw Rude Boy. I'm like, I think that's him, but he wasn't with anyone else. And I'm like, I don't even know, like, what, is he on the outs with everyone? Like, I don't know what his deal is. So he didn't walk by me. I just saw him. Huck, I saw talking to the guy next to us. And I go to Nana, I'm like, do you know who this is? He's like, I think so. And I'm like, A.T. Huck, ECW referee, big promoter in Detroit. And then he came over and he's like, oh, Nana, I love to like that. And he's like, oh, of course I know who you are. Did he know who he was, or did like I do my job and gave him the cue?
It's awesome if you did, just to give Huck his props.
Yeah. And he's like, can we like do an interview with you? And he looked at me and I'm like, you should do this with him. Like, I trust this man.
I trust this man.
And so Huck was like talking to me for a little bit. Like, yeah, I don't think he knows who I am. He just maybe kind of recognizes.
I feel like he recognizes the face. Like I said, when I ran into him he was with Rude Boy at the Mutiny Bar in Detroit. Like, he like gave me the look like he recognized me and was like, "What's up, Hawk?"
So I forgot all about that, but yeah. So he's got a fun video with Nana. So does who's Sean? What's it? Sap? What's his fucking name?
Oh yeah.
He had a real fun interview with him too. So.
He's always good on the Twitter. I like following that guy.
Even though I don't know his name.
I think it's what it is, Sean Sapp.
Yeah, I thought it was the third name. I thought he's got a 3 name like a serial killer. Anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you to back to the original point. Thanks to Garrett for letting us use his thing.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about it in a minute, but thank you to Steve for letting us use his music as always, and to Jesse. He gave us his little 90s ditty
jingle
that I stole. And then thank you to Christmas once again. A little Krampus.
A little Krampus this week or this year, this season, whatever the fuck it is.
For doing the thing again. Like, I feel like every year we try to incorporate different shit into intros, and I thought this year worked out pretty well for the intro. So you should see what I got baked up for next year's intros.
Yeah, already get it ready.
Oh, not ready, but I have,
an idea.
Oh yeah, I have a good idea for next year. So we'll incorporate all of our normal nonsense into that. And then, as always, thank you to everyone who listens, and thank you to Chris for doing all this, doing the merch madness, doing all the social medias, doing the videos. So
hey, thank you as well for coming over here every time, coming to the studio in the basement every other week usually.
Hey, we got to do what we got to do. So thank you to all for making this happen. But
season flew by. Can you believe it?
It kind of did. But now that the season is wrapped up and we have all the thanks out of the way, we're getting down to the nitty gritty.
Right.
Oh my God, we've been talking for a long fucking time.
I thought it was going to be quick.
And so did I. What happened? We were talking about fucking Squared Circle for 20 minutes. Psychopathic Rydas Dumpin. Is this a classic album? I'm going in order. I don't know if I should. Maybe we should have gone in reverse of that. But
classic in the sense that for the Juggalo world, and when it came out, it's something that I feel like you listen to all the time. But isn't even an album. It's a mixtape, really. You know, it's I think it holds up for that purpose of being a classic for your era of Juggalos. This is early on. It's kind of crazy looking at it. Like Twisted's still kind of
new.
Like they're like not even
Freak Show hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, there's like the Most Aces reissue just came out by the time this
3 months
3 months before. So yeah, they're new. Blaze is completely new. Misery's on the outs when it came out, but
Misery's come and gone already.
Like the supergroup thing became it's a staple in the Juggalo world. Like there's the mini supergroups, the big supergroups, the side projects with all these characters. This is the first
LLE supergroup,
first dabbling into this supergroup side group, and yeah, I think it worked for that. I don't know if I even consider it an album though. Like I said, stolen beats, the same topic over and over again, but it's classic in the sense of I could throw this on, bump it front to back, in the car, in the basement.
Do you give it to, if someone? That's a trick question too. If you wanted to give someone a taste of Psychopathic or of Juggalo music, do you give them this CD?
No, because it's not even Juggalo music. Really,
that's the problem. Like you do because.
Like I've told the story on here that I did.
If you needed to give Garrett or someone this music, this is what you give them.
Yeah, in high school, I gave this to a few people to try to be like, yeah, I know you shit on this music, but like, check this out that they made because it sounds like something you would listen to. And the people I gave it to enjoyed it. Like, it's a good gateway to a normal human being to get into Juggalo shit. Unless you're going to unplug that puss. Don't skip this track. Don't go right to this track. But it works in that sense.
And we've talked about it throughout the season, but what makes this CD great? Is it them or is it because of the beats?
That's what's tough.
That's a hard one, especially the next album. I was going to say the next season. Oops. Ryan Dirty is like your era of fucking hip-hop. Why do you like that CD? Because the flow is so awesome, or because as soon as the fucking Air Force One beat hits, you're like...
No, Air Force One's later. That's still like...
Is it? No, I thought it was the next one.
No, like the next one I think has maybe some big timer beats. It has some Ghetto Boys again. It has Shaggy, not Too Dope, the other Shaggy.
Yes, the other Shaggy.
I think they're more polished on that one too. Like Monoxide Madrox, again, leveled up on their rap game.
Is your thing done?
Yeah, I think the battery died. I forgot to charge it till like an hour before, so yeah. Sorry for folks who want to see our mug still.
Sorry
into this, but yeah, you got, I'm sure, 70% of it on video.
Oops. Almost speed this boy up.
Anyways, yeah, I think they got better. Blaze definitely got better from this one to that one. ICP is always ICP. They played the character too more on Riding Dirty. Like as we did this, we're like, is this really even a Rider song? Like it's just ICP doing a kind of rap vibe, but they're still kind of the same thing. Like yeah, the character pushed it to another level on the over the topness when it came to Riding Dirty as well.
So you haven't answered the question.
What was
Is
the
this
question?
a classic album? If you had to pick top 10 Juggalo albums
Of all time?
is this in the top 10?
I don't know if I would. It has to be in the canon, though. I mean, this is the first one. It's
important.
Tons of memorable lines, tons of memorable, what you say, moments? Not really, I guess.
Memories?
Memories, I mean.
Leave the memories alone. I don't know.
It was bumped like crazy back in the day.
It still is, I think. But yeah, like we say, diving into it, it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still good.
Like, you're thinking of classic Juggalo albums. They made an impact and, like, I don't know, change the direction of the sound. This didn't do that. Like, it just kind of was there. It's fun for what it is, but I don't know. It didn't shift anything in the Juggalo world. It was just like, oh, we're gonna do this like experiment. We're rapping over regular beats, and then, you know, I don't know. Like Lotus, they kind of like the vibe all changed during Lotus and all that. You know, like I don't know. And I'm trying to explain how it happened. You know, like the 6 came and the whole vibe changed. Because the Rain Diamonds and all this
didn't change the trajectory of like.
Yeah.
It's not like John Cena coming out and saying Ruthless Aggression and it totally changing like, or
Right.
like DX changing it to like the Attitude Era. It's like a part of it, but it didn't like shift.
Yeah.
But does it have to?
No, I mean parts of it were in the Juggalo lexicon, like some of like the chants from the hooks. I feel like just like permeated in the culture. Like you'd be at a show and people would be like singing along, like in line. You know, people you'd be waiting in line. People always just sing along random parts. I think some of these songs fell into that realm.
Talking about your pickle piece.
Pickle piece pickles coming in the summer when I hit the garden.
Get that cucumber farm ready. All right. I think it's...
Yeah, what about you?
Man, I don't know. I think it's a top 10 Juggalo album.
Yeah.
Without thinking too hard, I would say so.
When I think of like the era that we cover, the like golden age, for sure. But then you're like, there's this huge fucking well of music after that doesn't get, I feel like, I don't want to say the respect it deserves, doesn't get like recognized like it should. That like, man, there's some banging things that like come and go.
Today, as we record this, is the 10th anniversary of Lost.
That's insane. Sounds awesome.
Found is awesome. Lost is not good.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to factor in all the music that came after. What would you say? Like
Riddle Box.
That's what Cousin Aaron would say. I mean, after the 6th, really, I don't know. I mean, there's some stuff after the 6th that we probably throw in this golden age era we cover, right?
Welcome to Your Funeral.
Yeah, that. I didn't hate it. It's fun.
Golden age of the past 30 years.
I meant to send you. There's a. What was it? It was a early 2000s local video game store ad that Andrew sent me, and I'm like, this sounds like a Twisted Rock song. He goes, holy shit, it does.
That's funny. All right, so speaking of Twisted, as we wind this up, are they truly the MVPs?
I think so, 100%.
You've alluded to this throughout the year, and we keep pushing it off.
Yeah. We think we both, as it started, at least called it the breakout of Blaze. I think that holds up. There's only one track where I was like, oh, he sounds kind of like...
That was at the very end.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think he was banging his gimmick and, like, sounded awesome. But as it goes through, like, if those tracks that Twist are on, I'm like, it's missing something big time on these. And they just, like, nail flowing over these beats more than anyone else. Like, Shaggy don't give a fuck. I'm rapping like Shaggy. I don't care what the beat sounds like.
Jay just talks.
Yeah. We're Twisted. I feel like they go out of their way to, like, hit. I mean, there's that one track where I'm like, Madrox sounds like he's doing an E40 impression the way his voice sounds. And, yeah, I feel like they know how to, like, get in the mood for each of those beats. And I don't know.
We've never gotten a full answer, but whose idea was Rydas?
I thought it would have been them, but I don't know. As we were digging, it sounded like it was Jay.
I mean, we know that Jay was super into, like, NWA and Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Shaggy's into, like, other weird shit of the 80s, but, like, yeah, it seems much more like a Twisted thing, but...
No, yeah, I think it's Jay. And, like, even... where was it? It was an interview where he mentioned, like, we wanted to make an album to prove that we have the rap skills or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like...
Was this it?
That was reference. But I don't know, was that truly why they made this, or that was just a convenient story to add to it? Like,
yeah, I think a lot of their shit is convenient.
But you go off the beats they even had. You had Cube, Cypress Hill, Ghetto Boys. I mean, that's all Jay's shit more than...
Yeah.
I know Monoxide's like, what, the big E40 mark, and Tupac, right? And there's none of those beats on here. So, yeah, I don't know.
It's a good mix of all. I guess it's not one person's baby. It's everyone's.
And Jay, in true Jay fashion, just like Lotus, knocks out of the park on some of them. He doesn't try to be a rider. He just is Jay, but he nails Jay on some of those.
In true Jay fashion, he hasn't come back to it. If it's truly his baby, how come he's abandoning it?
There was the fake rumor that they were going to start another, just like M&E did their version. They were going to do their version with, what was it? Eshawn, Ouija Mac, and someone else that I didn't remember.
I don't know. I'm
down. Give me... That's people talking about the not doing the new Lotus. Who gives a fuck? That's just if it's... I want to have spooky stuff. Who cares if it's called D4L? Which is like... Wasn't that like a girl group back in the day also? Anyway, it's like...
That was all for one.
I don't care. Like... I don't... They each claim ownership. They each can make their own version. I'd be fine. Like, it's just more music to listen to. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's good, it's good. Who gives a shit?
Know. Someone the other day on Facebook was like, oh, fucking all this Diet Lotus. And I'm like, well, the Diet Clowns, like, I only listen to the fucking 3-member. Like, I can't believe they sullied the name of fucking John by continuing after he's left the band. Same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I get people have a huge attachment to it. It was a big part of their life when it came out.
Those fucks who were complaining about it probably... weren't even born then.
It does come across sometimes that like people on the ICP camp get very offended when anything is pulled from this era by the other side, and I'm like, who cares? Like, they're all part of it. It's all half and half on the world of this. I don't know. As we dig through these, we're like, both of them were like equal component. Of course ICP started it, but in like the era of Lotus and Rydas, I'm like, it worked with both of them, so they could each take a version and do it. Like, give me 2 Lotus albums next year. Give me the Psychopathic one. Give me I don't give a fuck. I'll listen to them. If they don't sound good, they'll forget they even came out.
Just like everything else that is shitty that we just kind of...
Yeah, there's just so much music now that I'm like, if I like it, it's going to be dropped into my yearly playlist, and I'll try to remember it. If not, well, it's gone.
Well, on that note, have you listened to that new Twisted song?
The Lotus one?
Yeah.
The one that was on... There was one on the Songs of Sam Hain, but not the...
The one that just came out.
No.
Yeah, I don't think I listened to that either, but now I'm looking for it, and we can listen to it while we wrap everything up. But I don't know what it's actually called, so... That's going to be a problem on how to find it. But
I don't even know how we got on that tangent, but...
Supergroups?
Supergroups, yeah.
So...
Who is your MVP? Do you agree with me on them, or?
Yeah, it's hard to say because it's not. Yeah, it's gotta be. I mean, not song by song like we talked about, like with Lotus, but Yeah, overall, the vibe, just Twisted seems to give the better vibe for Rydas.
Yeah.
But does that make, like...
They might not have the best verse. A lot of times they just had
That's
the verse,
the problem.
the verse
Yeah.
that kind of like came and went, but it just sounded good. You know, like I said, their voice and their flow fit these well. But when you deep dive the lyrics, a lot of times, yeah, they didn't have the best lyrics, if you will.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but that's so that happens. You spend an hour and a half to 2 hours dissecting one song.
That's exactly the problem. All right, well, now that we've gone way, way long,
Deep underground.
I can't believe how long we talked.
Maybe there's some early banter that can get cut.
I don't know. If you want me to, I can.
I don't know. I'm just curious. Maybe that's why it seems long. It did go long. Well, what are you gonna do?
Anyways,
It's the last one for a while. You know, give them something extra as we take a little break. Ski.
I was thinking about, do we cut it in half and make it 2 different episodes?
Could do that.
Are you opposed to that?
I trust your judgment. If it seems like there's a good spot to cut it, then you can cut it.
This probably not. Anyways, let's just wrap this up.
Yeah.
So, wrapping up, as we always do, we want to remind everyone to follow us on all social medias at Juggalo RWD. Wherever you watch or listen, that's everywhere podcasts can be found. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so that we can, A, jump up those charts like the Michigan recruiting class, and how we can land in your inbox every Thursday morning so you don't have to find us. We will come right to your front door. Most importantly, remember how you found us. Share that wealth. Share with a friend, whether it's new, old, or former Juggalo. You'll have something to talk about every Thursday morning, just like when I wake up and I got texts from Brendo and Eric and fucking everybody. Christmas always texts me about it. Steve always calls me the next day because he's always a day behind. Yeah, it's incorporated into your friend group.
Yeah.
That's how you get more friends. Join our little cult. If you want to contact us throughout the off season or during the regular season, it's like we're a sports team. Questions, comments, concerns, or anything of the sort, you can either email us at juggalorwd@gmail.com or call us and leave a voicemail or text. We never talk about the texts, but we always banter back and forth. 810-666-1570. As you hear, we try to answer them during the wrap-up show or throughout the year. Give us your best, and we will accommodate. Website, juggalorewind.com. That's going to be a thing that we want to do in our off-season.
Yeah, try to boost it back up.
I tried something, and it didn't work, and I was very disappointed. So we'll talk about that later. And then we did all of our thank yous. If you missed anything, check our show notes or go into the bio in any of the social medias. Look at the link tree, look at all the links that we have there, and find what you were looking for. Squeaky chair and squeaky voice. That's what happens when you talk for 2 fucking hours.
Well, what are you going to do?
All right. Anything else?
That's what happens when you only do one in one night. We wind up just realizing we had too much
Talked
time.
about the exact same amount of shit just in 2 hours time. But it's a wrap up. That's what we do. So, hey, it's not like I have to turn this around in 2 days. Anywho, anything else you got for us?
No, that's all.
All right. Season 8 is wrapped up.
In the books. In the annals of time.
I have ideas for bonus stuff.
Yeah.
But I have lots of ideas otherwise. So, as we said, follow the social medias. Keep listening or keep an eye on our, if you subscribe, if we drop something, it'll hit you. Mm-hmm. So we may have some news. We may drop you hints on season 9. I'll give you a hint right now for season 9.
Okay.
Let me double check do we have our thing right there? No, we don't. Anyways, shared with me, and then I go here. And then I think that our new season, I think season 9 starts, I'll say mid-June. What's now?
Did the math?
It is now the beginning of May.
Yeah.
I think you give us 4 to 6 weeks, and we're back in
business. Back in the saddle again.
No, don't sing that. Fear the Beard doesn't like Aerosmith.
He liked Aerosmith. He just didn't like their Come Together. Remember, he said Sweet Emotion's fine.
Yeah, Sweet Emotion's fine. But yeah, the way we talked about it, I think early to mid-June we'll be back. But again, we may have other little bonus stuff that I need to run by Chris and see if he wants to do. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it for now. Again, stay tuned, and we'll be back sooner than you can say, hey. All music played in this episode and in this entire season is owned by the respective publishers and copyright holders, and is reproduced for review purposes only under fair use.
Yeah, motherfucker. You got the podcast. Now meet your hosts, Pencil and Seller. And I'm Lil Krampus. This the Juggalo Rewind. Season 8, motherfucker. Nippo!